Okay, Libra, this is just another additional read. This is for your finances for the month of June 2023. Again, this is a general read. If it doesn't speak to you, then try back. Certainly, this is going to be on a different timeline for all of you. Decisions may be made, further out or maybe in this energy currently. But what I'm seeing here in terms of your finances, at least for the month of June, definitely looks like you're seeking balance, and there's a lot of independence here. The fact that I see, I'm going to just go over it generally and then more specific. But what I generally see is with the Wheel of Fortune as the main energy and the High Priestess as the main energy, and certainly you're coming through as the King of Swords, as well as the Justice card following up here. It looks like the main energy is speaking to you and your resources and your choices and your independence and the things that you're doing to really make this come forward. Whatever is happening in June, looks to be, sorry, just had a bag beside me, groceries. So it looks to be as though what is occurring here is a very independent, financial decisions that you're having to make here. King of Swords is somebody who really is on top of their situation. So I would say that you're in a place where, you're very much using your, staying away from the emotional end of things and really trying to be a lot more straightforward in the way that you deal with your situations. Everything's more head on. Feelings are kind of, in the realm of I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be neutral here. I'm trying not to give too much to the situation. So I'm going to emotionally detach in June to be able to kind of lead with some kind of level of integrity, because the King of Swords doesn't mean you're necessarily a leader in a management position, although you could be, but it certainly does speak to somebody who has a capacity to independently think from a situation, and they certainly are able to deal with life on life's terms, meaning if the situation calls for you to be more neutral, you will be more neutral. And again, with the King of Swords, this is also having, living up to some sense of your own belief system. Like this is something that you feel really quite strongly about. You don't want to veer away from the things that might compromise the plan. I feel like you're somebody who's taken charge or control over a situation, and given that, it's put you into a position of authority or some level of independence, or again, something that is, in the realm of, it could be, it certainly could represent somebody who's, in any of those positions that is more scholarly or doctor, writer, anything like that. But, dealing with things from a very mindful place. So I would say, when I say mindful place, emotional detachment, somebody who is more interested in communicating what the issue is here and really kind of getting right to the brunt of things. So may not be mincing words again, but you're certainly willing to look at the details and think a lot more critically in regards to whatever's going on. And I feel like you are being called to create a level of fairness in a situation, because it looks like balance is quite important here in the month of June in terms of your finances. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could also be here present, could be making a decision here that is requiring you to deal with a legal matter or something that, could certainly become one. But either way, I feel like the influence in regards to your relationships is coming from a place of a more singular type of thinking. Again, because the King of Swords is somebody who's quite clear thinking, so I don't feel like you're really operating with a lot of, hey, what do you think we should do kind of thing, or should we try this possibility? It's more that you're considering all those options, and you're sort of taking charge of the situation because you feel something can't be handled properly in this month, and I feel like that is where there's going to be some luck that comes through in regards to your finances. So I feel like things are still opening up, but you do have some favorable luck that is turning in the month of June. So things are certainly moving in that direction. The Wheel of Fortune is not bam, here's the money. The Wheel of Fortune is luck that is turning in your favor. And so there could be a certain level of a crossroads, although it's not a crossroads where it isn't moving. It's a crossroads where you're stopping to think here with that Two of Wands. You know, I'm at a place where I need to plan. Here's my options. I'm exploring my options. These are the things that I need to consider. Here's the paths ahead. You know, what is the best route? It's you embracing self-discovery as much as it is trying to plan ahead for, you know, ultimately growth. And that is where things are headed. But again, with the High Priestess, this is definitely energy speaking to things not yet being known. There's a lot, it is the four queens sort of wound into one, so it is somebody who really does inspire hope, because this is, you know, you being very connected spiritually, and it's certainly one that asks you to not only balance out the intuitive parts of yourself, but also to seek deeper understanding, as much as, you know, dealing with things in the practical world. So you need to be putting down some roots into something in terms of finances. You need to be doing something in the practical world that is, you know, maybe initially starting out in the subconscious here, but enable for that to grow. You know, things are still kind of working behind the scenes, even though you're dealing with things in a more direct, detached manner. Certainly further out here, like I said, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles does speak to stable security, finances, but it's also about self-nurturing. And I feel like with that combination with the High Priestess, that's where things are headed. You need to be taking a little more time for self-care and able for everything to kind of unfold. I do feel with the Knight of Pentacles that this is really you independently making decisions that will better you in some way going forward here, because these are all very practical affairs, as much as they are very intuitive, strong, you know, you're balancing out that intuitive nature with the practical matters. So as much as you are tapping into that knowledge, it is still a place where you need to, you know, really look after yourself here, because even though the main cards out are, you know, start tapping into your intuition, in terms of what luck holds for you, like what are the things that can move this ahead. You're starting to notice in the month of June some of those opportunities that will, you know, will be able to advance you. So because further out, like I said, there's a certain level of independence and monetary gain that is coming through in a very strong way, not only with the Queen of Pentacles, but also with that Nine of Pentacles, and certainly with the level of justice. I mean, this is a fair decision. This is something that is a balance. This is something that is favorable for you. Again, it's sort of veering down the path of self-sufficiency, all of that. With those combination of cards, certainly is definitely that independent feel, someone who's operating, you know, in more of a ability to be independent and make choices and changes that are required, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. I almost feel like there is a decision that is a very major decision that has to be made here in terms of your luck. Because the Wheel of Fortune is showing you there is luck in the situation. Now it's time for you to notice it. It's still a little bit hidden here with the High Priestess. It hasn't maybe come to light, surfaced in some way for you yet, but it's right there. It's right in front of you. You're just not really seeing that opportunity or taking advantage in some way here. Again, like you are strongly connected to your intuition, but the luck that is here is something you really need to start exploring. You really need to start looking at the things financially that you need to grow, something that you need to take the next step with. Again, big decision of some sort here with the King of Swords as well as the Justice card. I feel like this is, again, a decision that has to be made, and it's in regards to some kind of a dispute that needs resolution. And again, there's still a lot of information, or a lot that's still yet to be revealed. I feel like you're not in a place yet where you can operate with complete confidence, but I feel like that your stance is one of neutrality, and again, that level of emotional detachment, so that there's not a lot being expressed or exposed here, because the High Priestess is that card of, I'm not going to show you what I'm feeling. I'm not going to, put myself in a vulnerable place. So I feel like, again, this is not somebody who lacks insight. This is about getting in touch with all the hidden aspects of yourself, so that you can, and there could be a Cancer that's present here as well, given the card. But it definitely speaks to things being possible, but it's still kind of in the realm of, hidden aspects. So I feel like you really need to start prioritizing these practical matters. And again, if that's where the decision, or the big decision, some kind of resolution needs to be addressed here, because this is something where you're not quite seeing the full picture in this area, because there could be hidden factors at play here as well. So even in terms of, if you don't have the full story and you don't have the full picture, this is where you have to follow, rely on your intuition, but also following your rational mind. So, and that shows through in several different cards here. So again, you're really going to have to trust the process here. Luck is right in front of you. You just have to, I feel like you just need to walk forward into it. You need to test the waters in this new area, enable for you to see just exactly how much fortune is going to come forward with this. Sorry, incoming call there. So yeah, again, anyway, Wheel of Fortune, like I said, luck is right here. It is ready to come into your world. There's still a lot of hidden elements around it where I don't feel you can, you're just going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to step forward into this energy, sort of explore the different options, and then the luck will just sort of kick in around the situation. So, I mean, there is definitely going to be something at play here that is going to be manifesting into big money, or something that's going to make you feel like you are extremely, you're in an independent sort of stage, or phase of your life where you feel like you can take control of things. You feel like you know your direction. You feel like you have conquered something, and that there is a certain level of stability that comes with all of that. And especially when it's coupled by, these are cards further out, but with that Justice card, balancing the books and, balancing your mindset. It's all about bringing everything into balance, goals included, and it's getting a clear picture of what you want to accomplish based on that balance. So you have to make sure that you create some level of balance in the month of June, because I feel like there could be, just a little further out here, something that's going to reveal itself that is going to usher in a very, lucrative, level of finance, because you are using your resources wisely by tapping into the High Priestess. And again, this is a little further out energy, but there might be, for some of you, you might already be in this energy where the money is coming in. But again, I feel like the money is just, it's very close at hand. It's right at your fingertips, and the luck is sitting here with it as well. So it's just a matter of you kind of choosing to walk toward that energy. I feel like it will, things will start to uncover here in the next short little while, but it's just a matter of, like I say, you starting to get in touch with that energy. Just to kind of recap things again, I mean, the King of Swords is still that energy of you being in a place of big decisions, feeling much more confident, but also, this is kind of hurtful energy with the King of Swords. I would say this is somebody who's in that place where they feel like they have, they've been cornered into something, and now there's a level of certainty that arises from that independence, where you haven't felt like you've had a lot of help or resources or connection to these things. So this, of course, is that Libra energy, but it definitely speaks to also fair, just, balance, all of that. So it strongly is telling you that you need to balance something out in June, enable for this money to take advantage of the money that's coming in, to be able to really make it in the world, so to speak, here. There is a certain level of imbalance I would say that you are dealing with, because there is a resolution that is at hand, something that you need to prepare yourself for, or something that you need to deal with. Because this is also that card of I've been hurt and I'm distancing myself, and able to create the balance and try to, release some tension here or whatever. It's just so for the unpleasantness around finances or financial matters, that kind of thing. Sorry, I'm just going to see if I can turn my light on. Oh, I guess I can't yet. But anyway, again, even in terms of finances and success, all of that, your best success is going to be coming from a place where you actually have balance. So again, try to stay in that middle row. You'll be more fortunate than you expect to be. But again, I think that if you say something that you'll regret, that's where you're really going to have some issues that are going to slow all of this luck and this progress down, because the High Priestess, like I say, is still in that energy of something yet needs to be kind of dealt with. It's not a space where you can just, avoid. You're coming off as someone who is not somebody that somebody could just approach. I feel like you are not appearing as somebody who's approachable as well. That's even more strongly coming through with the King of Swords, as well as that High Priestess energy. And of course it is a major arcana, so it really does overpower a lot of the other cards here. But again, it still kind of gives me that crossroads energy here, that there is some kind of a resolution or something that you have to really deal with here. Whether this is a discussion about finances or payments, or trying to mediate and sort of deal with the legal aspects, or with some of these areas that are very imbalanced. There's a resolution that has to be made here. There's some step forward here in communicating that. You are still waiting for results here with that High Priestess. It's still in that place where you need to be patient, because there's still some things at hand. There is some luck that is trying to come in here. It's right here. It's almost there for you to touch, but you just have to be patient. It's not quite in that space where you can act on it just yet, but it is very close to you at this time. So that's what I would say there again. Just be a little bit more patient, because it takes some time for that wheel of fortune to sort of turn in your favor. So the elements are already at hand. Things are already starting. I would say, in terms of whatever the development is that's coming forward, and it seems to be a development in terms of finances, I feel that you will profit from that, as I say, very soon, because you're right in the energy of the luck is here. And what's going to happen is, something in terms of finances will improve, not only just over here with the Justice card, but it's almost like that the essential ingredient is that balance that needs to come through here. So the message is, something is pending. There is some kind of communication that is going to likely come through, or something is going to show you that it will move in this new direction here in the month of June. And you might see it, and maybe if you're quite in touch with things, you might see it in some small regard, but otherwise I feel like that is still something that's kind of at play. But the fortune is there, and this new cycle is coming in, and it is going to be fast approaching, because you're already in the energy here. So this is where whatever negative cycle you were in, get ready for a new life, because this is about to change. Plans, things are going to change. And again, you're at the Two of Wands stage here. So, but the major arcana is the impact that, what is still sort of hidden. You don't see it yet, but it is here. You're already in the energy of it. So again, when we get to the Two of Wands energy, sorry, just letting the cars go by here. When you get to the Two of Wands energy, you're about to just step into it. You're already at the threshold of something that you probably don't even realize is going to be the very thing that's going to bring you in extra money, or give you enough money that you feel like you can operate independently. You're already at that doorstep. You just don't know, because you haven't fleshed it out and walked through further far enough in to see where the energy will take you. So again, Two of Wands is kind of an element of surprise in a certain area of finance, but it does certainly speak to, entryway of good fortune, and especially when all the other cards that sort of follow are, but again, even with the Seven of Wands, that still speaks to energy moving in your favor, but you just have to wait this out a little bit longer. You're in the energy of it in June. You're already in the energy. There's something that may even show itself that you're already in that energy. That luck is there, and that there is some good news that is going to be coming through. Again, if this is an idea or a project or something that you're about ready to move into, I don't feel like it's new in the month of June. I feel like it's something that's already pre-existing. So finances, financial arrangements, whatever it is, everything is going to begin to increase here. So, and then just finally, again, when we get into the energy, the Seven of Wands, this is certainly, sevens are kind of that magical number there as well. And it certainly does speak to things boding well for you. But Seven of Wands is also, things are still in your favor. You are more advantageous with the Seven of Wands than you would be with the Nine of Wands. But it certainly speaks to kind of even the stance that he's in, is one of kind of praying to kind of get through the scenario here. But it's a level of focus. It's a level of, a direction. It's a commitment to a direction here with the Seven of Wands. And again, even in terms of work, I feel like you'll be able to skillfully maneuver around with your finances as well as whatever you're trying to develop here. Because you do have the upper hand at the stage of the Seven of Wands. So again, whatever financial obstacles are mounting here in the month of June that are coming in, there's luck in your favor. You're using resources wisely. You are finding balance. It's quite an independent sort of thing. You're doing this on your own. And again, Seven of Wands, if it doesn't feel like you're there yet, just know that, it's just a little further out. Whatever this settlement, whatever this money, whatever this check is, subsidy, whatever it is, there is something that is coming into you here. With that Two of Wands, you're about to move into this energy. So again, if you're waiting on money, I feel like the luck is there. The luck is just fallen into your lap here, and things are right about to move forward. So if you haven't already experienced that in the month of June, you will just shy of that. Again, you're all going to be at different timelines, different energy, but that's what I have for you for the month of June for your finances and career. And even in terms of career, just again, Wheel of Fortune, there is going to be something up ahead that's really going to change your life in a significant way. But again, major solution or resolution needs to be addressed here in the month of June as well. Keep moving forward and remember who you are.